hang up.
Thank you very much, Mel. Well, we made a political decision here and decided that we're all coming up together. And, I mean, Ellen, you might have a different view on this, actually. But we're not all going to speak. We came here to listen in large part. I'm going to say a few words, and then it's up to these guys who wants to speak. But I know it's more important to us to hear from you and to be able to talk with you. It's so fantastic to walk in here. I didn't quite know what I was coming into, but coming in the door, it was like all of Vancouver crammed into the Heritage Hall with poster boards to boot. And I really want to recognize you and thank you for all the work that you've done to represent your neighborhoods, to actually pull together in a cohesive way what your neighborhoods are, what they mean to you, what they mean to the people who live there, and to put that forward and make a political statement out of it, because it's been the only thing really that pushed back effectively enough against the branding of EcoDensity. And when you say the word EcoDensity, well, it sounds kind of good. It sounds reasonable and something we maybe should get behind. But the reality of it, I think, was very different. And it took a very, very intense effort on behalf of all of you in the neighborhoods to counter that effectively and to reframe the whole debate around what matters most. And that is community and our neighborhoods. Ultimately, when you think about what was most important where you grew up, what's most important through your life, it's those connections to where you live and the people that you live with. And a lot of the problems that we have, not only in this city, but in cities and towns across the world, is when community starts to pull apart and disintegrate, and there isn't all that support, and people fall through the cracks, and they fall between communities. There's a lack of cohesiveness, and that's where a lot of the problems, a lot of the social unrest and challenges that we have come from. So making our neighborhoods and communities stronger is so critical right now, and we can get a lot better at it. And the work that you guys are doing is about that, I think. It's about making neighborhoods stronger and making sure that we're, as a society, that we're better looked after by working together in our communities. So recognize you for that work, which is really important to our city and beyond. We have a great opportunity right now with the big shift in the political winds to do things differently at City Hall. We talked about this a lot through the campaign, through this election, about how we want to do things very differently. We want them to come bottom up. We want the grassroots to have serious voice at City Hall. We want City Hall opened up. That's why we had our big inauguration yesterday at Sunset Community Centre, because we want to be out in the community. And it's more than just us being out in the community, it's about the community being in City Hall. And I've talked a little about cracking the concrete to let the light in, as Leonard Cohen once said. We need to make change, and it has to be real, and it has to recognize that we do have a lot to do over these next couple of years. And Mel alluded to the crises that we have with climate, with homelessness. We have enormous challenges that we face. And we have to take action to do them. We can't just sort of entrench and think that how we have it is fine, don't change anything, we're going to hunker down here and everything's going to be okay and leave us alone. That's not what this room is about, as far as I can tell. It's not about that at all. Am I right? My sense is that this is all about embracing change and shaping that change to make the best result for the people who live here and for those who come next. That this is about the greater good, that this is about doing the right things for the people who live here and our kids and grandkids, and we want to embrace that change. The big challenge that we have is how we do it, and this is where we sit right now. We're just elected to office. The systems and the process and all the politics of it have been quite stifling and challenging to deal with. They don't in any way, shape, or form contend with the problems or the challenges or the opportunities that we have. So we need significant systemic change. We need to change the way we do things and welcome and embrace the kind of change that we want to happen. So how are we going to do that is the $64,000 question. We don't have very much time to do it. We have maybe 1,000 people sleeping outside in our street tonight. So we have to make these changes quickly. So over these next weeks and months, hopefully weeks, we're going to embark on a process of changing how the city involves the citizens. And Andrea Reimer here is going to be leading the charge for this. If you have any ideas how we should do that, Andrea is a sponge for these ideas. And she won't be alone. Obviously I know Ellen is very interested in this as well. I know all these councillors are interested in it. But what we want to see happen here is a fundamental change in the way that City Hall involves people in Vancouver. So we make better political decisions, so we can embrace the change that we want to see as a city. We can make the right moves for the greater good, and ultimately to reflect the voices and the concerns that you have. That's our goal. It's a big, big, lofty ambition right now. And no doubt we're not going to be perfect. We're going to make some mistakes. We're going to come out of the gate. We're going to be creative in trying things. We're going to count on a lot of your voices, a lot of your support, and your criticism when it doesn't work. So trust that we're in a very dynamic and challenging time, and we're going to have to do as much as we can to change that and improve the way that life is in Vancouver. We really look forward to working with you on this and trusting that the commitment both ways is about the greater good and is about Vancouver and the city that we love and we know can be a better city for everyone who lives here. So look forward to working together with you, and here's to some successful years ahead working together for the neighborhoods and sustainability in Vancouver. Thank you very much.
This is what Vancouver's made of. This diversity, all the 22 neighborhoods in the city, whether it's Dunbar, downtown East Side,